Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you your daily tarot reading for Friday, May 27th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind this is general for the day for all 12 signs, so simply take what resonates. But as well, I do want to thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and of course subscriptions to this channel if you haven't done so already. They're saying, what are you waiting for? And then we're going to keep it simple and jump right into it by pulling one oracle card for each quarter of the day from the spellcasting oracle deck, and then we'll further clarify and speak upon each section of the day with the small everyday tarot. Okay, for my beautiful souls for Friday. I'm hearing hard work. Hard work. I'm going to put this one back. This feels right. Okay. Bear with me as I was very focused on the cards. So we have one for each quarter. I mean, great overall energy. It just feels like a very, they're saying prosperous day naturally when we're beginning with prosperity. A very rewarding day. For some, an underlining focus or a highlight at certain points throughout the day on your psychic abilities, your intuition, a third eye focus as I shake the camera, bear with me. Feeling as if you just understand the way something is going to proceed, even if people have high hopes or just don't see what you see. Does that make sense? It almost feels like some of you drawn to this reading, they're saying, including myself, foresee a negative outcome when it comes to a new addition to a situation or something of the sort. But also I feel like there's a focus on you knowing the positives to expect moving forward. Okay. Interesting. As I just hit the heart-shaped crystal I have. But we're beginning with prosperity. Let's further speak upon this. Whatever you've been working towards is a level of prosperity incoming, taking place, growth. Taking it a step further potentially is what I heard in the first attempt for this reading. But things could feel a bit heavy. It feels like in the midst of a lot to accomplish, a lot to achieve and get out there, potentially a heavy to-do list. It's the first quarter of this Friday that reminds you it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. I'm now hearing what glitters. A push to hold back when you feel the inclination to spend money on something you don't necessarily need. I also feel as if there's a golden touch about you with what you're producing, developing, with whatever you decide to wrap oneself up with or have to throughout this day. An underlining focus on how strong you truly are, and that being quite evident through what you're speaking, producing, developing, accomplishing in this first quarter. Okay. We also have the Star. I feel as if you're gaining a level of prosperity in regards to a wish you foresee for oneself in the future. They're saying trust your third eye, trust your intuition. I do feel as if there's, you're reminded of your helpful nature for one reason or another, as that's what I'm getting from these bowls. Utilizing what you've gained over time, even your own resources, your advice, your truth, which came up in the recent daily, to pour into others, into other cups. Okay, to give is to receive. Wow. So let's continue on to the second quarter where we have love. I just heard I love what I do. I love what I do. I also sense that you're expecting in the second half of the day even more so. There are different types of love coming towards you and surrounding you, or surrounding you. In the first half of the day and the second half of the day. It could be two different work opportunities. It could be just different people reaching out and thanking you or expressing their love for you. But for whatever reason in the second quarter, they want to highlight the love and support you're receiving. Okay, it just feels like also you're reminded why you started something, why you love the work that you're producing. We have the Lovers, okay? Interesting because it did come out in reverse. And so I feel like as you are pushed to remember why you love something, or all of the love coming towards you at certain points in the day, it's at this point where you're reminded of a past work situation and or a past relationship or several that you just didn't actually love in the end, okay, or at all in general. I feel like you're reminded things could be like the past and it was less love filled, okay, if you really think about it. It's as if Spirit recently, even throughout this day in general, wants to remind you of past relationships, and it's like, ugh, can we not? But I do feel like there's a purpose to it all the meanwhile. You're also going to feel as if you're a bit overworked at this point in the day, okay, and at the end. But I do feel like there's a push from Spirit to get the wheels churning in regards to what you're meant to continue to love, in comparison to your rocky past, okay? Don't allow it to move into a state of overthinking. It may be a bit difficult for some who hear Spirit quite clearly 24/7, like myself, but I do feel like there's some comparison taking place, to say the very least, all right? I'm hearing clear quartz and rose quartz. Anyways, as they were drawing me to the crystal that I believe she's holding in that image, financial health, to move on to the third quarter to begin the second half of the day. And we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So I do feel like a passionate fresh start is on one's mind in regards to a little bit of money being spent, or a big chunk of money being spent, an investment, if you will. Reaching for your independence and improving your financial health all the meanwhile, out of respect for that beginning, okay? Being aligned with the prosperity card, it just feels like you're being rewarded, being gifted, or just gaining income in order to move towards what you deserve, what you are meant for, okay? It feels like there's this vibe about you at the beginning and the end of the day. I know we're speaking upon the third quarter, but they're drawing me to the similarities in these two images here, if you could see that. A very sort of dramatic, posing but dancing kind of vibe about it. And I feel like throughout the day in general, but more so the beginning and the end, in two different ways, you're feeling a bit showy, okay? Feeling the inclination or the drive to do what you got to do and to dance a little bit. They're saying dance your way through this day, okay? As I do feel like there's a vibe of you easily impressing on more than one level, okay? Watch your money increase, but be careful not to, they're saying even things out by overspending, or just spending when you know you should be saving, okay? Even if you do still save a certain amount, I do feel as if you're pushed to remember that there's a fresh start in the future that needs or should be given the most amount of security and stability that you know will make you feel your best. Very weird wording, but I just feel as if, in more simplistic terms, you want to guarantee the most security and stability, comfort for that beginning. So keep that in mind, all right? As I did see the Eight of Cups talking about doing what's right for you, and keeping that in mind as well, all right? With the Ace of Swords in reverse, I truly feel like it's as if you're being reminded in the last quarter of the day that you can't begin something yet, and it may be that Page of Wands that we were just speaking upon, but you finish up the day with the most amount of confidence. There could be some laughter. I feel as if you could be judging people a little bit, whether it's customers, clientele, it could be coworkers. So I just heard somebody needs to relax. But all the meanwhile, I just feel as if okay, now I'm seeing this imagery right here with a sword going down, and they just showed me somebody putting a sword into a rock or into the ground. A very conquering sort of way about you, potentially even for a select few drawn to this reading, a very territorial sort of way about you, right? In the words you express, the actions, the way you're vibing and moving around. But I do feel as if you finish up the day in this King of Pentacles, male or female sort of way of being, and exuding a level of confidence once again that just is gaining what you desire. It's helping you with your financial health, increasing for some, but do recognize that you're quite depleted, okay? And this came out at the end of Thursday's reading as well. Just take a deep breath and recognize that you don't need to force it or overdo it, even though that level of, or that hint of drama and way about you, that motivation is still going to be quite alive and present to wrap up this day in the last quarter. But it just feels like your confidence is bringing in a level of love from the people you're surrounded with. But I just feel like you're also exuding an intense level of self-love for oneself, and that's quite evident to those who experience, they're saying, your nature or your way of being, your presence in the last quarter. So finish up on a strong, confident note naturally, but don't force it as far as over exuding as much as you can, right? Finish up in a very simplistic manner, as it is a very prosperous day, full of financial gains, love, and an impressive amount of confidence. Yeah, it's just a very successful day. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing Friday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.